Trailblazer is a person in the respective community, whether it's local, global. It's the person that advocates for positive change. When we're united, we can hold immense power to drive change and create a voice to make a difference for the collective good of our communities. Whether it is related to sports, culture, the arts, medicine, planting and farming, fashion, music and dance, and the protection of our Mother Earth. My inspiration and motivation to be actively engaged in serving a community is my family, my grandparents, my mother and my father, and their political aspirations and their historic work that they did within the Seneca Nation. My grandfather was a tribal counselor, and he was an advocate for women's rights to vote. In 1956, he tried to bring it to the council, which passes laws. At that time, it didn't go over well, so it was defeated. My father, in his role as a tribal counselor and a clerk, he made a council motion that the women would submit a petition. The petition was honored, and they gained the right to vote in 1964. So to have my grandfather and my father be a part of recognizing that the women want a right to vote and they want their say is historic for me. And once the women gained the right to vote, my grandmother, Sybil Eels, she was the fourth woman to hold an office. So that's historic for me as well. And I followed my mother through politics, and for 25 years, she worked on the rules, policies, and procedures on how to run an election. So I looked up to my parents, my grandfather, my grandmother in their roles and their leading advocacy, especially when the women gained the right to vote. We just recently celebrated 60 years of gaining that right to vote last May. And I, with the other women counselors, gave awareness to our younger women on what our women went through to gain that right to vote and how we fought and how we were resilient. I think my work for the Seneca Nation has been very beneficial throughout our community. We always say water is life. I advocate for safe water. A few years back, there was a proposal to dump wastewater, raw sewage into the Allegheny River. We lobbied congressmen, senators, assemblymen, and we got with the mayors of these towns, and we successfully stopped this project. Fracking is big in Pennsylvania, but I don't think they realized the impact it had that the river flowed into New York State, and we, as Seneca mothers, are protectors of our water. We're the protectors of our Mother Earth, and many a women fought hard to not let this project go through. We need to keep a good example for our younger generation, especially the younger women. Many of these issues going on today, especially since the recent election, affect our families and our communities, and we don't know what the impact is going to happen. You know, I look at my two granddaughters. What are they going to be like? One's 15 and one just entered college at Onondaga Community College. So it's important to share stories. And as a grandmother, an aunt, a sister, a great aunt, that I share these stories with all my grandchildren so that they can tell them and they can share. And if they choose to be an advocate, then there's a lot to advocate for. And it's important because storytelling is releasing your thoughts. And once your thoughts are released, you can start trailblazing.